There's already a winning Wednesday for so many reasons. The Red Sox win last night. They're having a nice homestand, and you are tuned in to another edition of Red Sox Now. I'm your host, Mike Antonellis. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and share these videos as we bring you these every day here on YouTube, presented by FanArch. And make sure to follow me on all my social media channels at the Radio Mike, as I'm one of the radio and TV broadcasters for the Worcester Red Sox. And we'll certainly get into that. The kid report will happen later in the episode. But great stuff last night. Brayan Bello returns. And I think when you see a guy that, like Bello, who's been hurt, and the rehab outings, I know they kind of count as throwing pitches, but you still are cautious and you still want to see him grow a bit. And that first inning can be tough, even for a guy with experience. His mind was probably still racing. And that first inning was really it for him. He did throw a lot of pitches over 97 pitches. But considering the guy has not pitched all year, that's a solid outing. And I talked about this on the Tuesday edition of the show on how big, and I think it's underrated, getting a guy like this back. Brayan Bello, we know, has top of the rotation potential. And I think from the way the Red Sox have been built the last few years, maybe we're not used to what your team can be and how your offensive expectations don't have to be like way the heck up here when you have arms. And they have arms now. Right? Don't you feel good about the top three in Crochet, Buehler, and Bello? I certainly do. And if Howe can get going, and let's see what happens with Crawford. Newcomb was solid his last outing. You still have Dobbins. You still have Fitz, who's hurt. So things are a little bit different the way you constructed. Same with your bullpen. Hendricks was scoreless that last night. Whitlock, of course, 2 scoreless innings. And then with Slayton and Chapman. So you're built a little bit differently. Now, saying that, in the Red Sox game notes yesterday, for all the hoopla about the offense, the Sox in April are number 1 in average, doubles, hits, extra base hits. They're one of the best teams in the game right now, record-wise, in April. So they are doing a lot of things better this month, and I get it. You know, people are a little impatient, but I'm here to calm you. And I would rather be built with lesser offensive expectations and have more arms, because that has better upside when come playoff time. Sox win, though, the opener, 8-3 against Seattle. And by the way, in their last 9 series against Seattle, if they win tonight, they win the series, they are 8-0-1 in their last 9 series against the Mariners. Crazy stat. 3 RBIs for Casas on a home run. Abreu had 3 hits. Bregman had 3 more RBIs. Duran had 2 hits. And I'm not saying this is a good thing. Trevor Story would not agree with me. But you score 8 runs, you have 11 hits, and your best hitter right now, Story, was 0 for 5, which shows that other guys stepped up. Campbell also was 0 for 4, but did get on base with a walk. Bello, 5 innings, 4 hits, a run, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. All right, Tristan Casas slugs a 3-run home run. This is great to see. Will things start changing for Casas? You really hope so. A couple years ago, he hit 133 in April. The thing with Tristan Casas, though, when you look at Cedar Rafaela in his offensive expectations, I don't expect him to bat any higher than 7 or 9. I think 7 through 9 is his jam. Casas hit 7th last night. I think when Craig Breslow said this is a 40-120 guy, you don't want him hitting 7th. You don't want Campbell hitting ahead of him. If Casas is going the way Casas is, maybe he's hitting 5th where Abreu was. But still, let's be patient with it. He's had a better approach. One thing the guys talked about on the radio last night, I was listening a little bit driving home. Will Middlebrook said he is swinging much earlier this year, something that they want him to do. That really hasn't been working. I like the old Tristan Casas, being patient, working walks, base runners, runs. It all counts, right? So let's see if the approach changes a little bit, because he is swinging a lot more earlier in counts, which we know that he's not very comfortable with. But we'll see if that all changes as we progress here. Hey, these 2 guys, man, I know a lot of people are making out the roster moves themselves, and they want Rafaela, and you know how I feel about him. They each had 2 stolen bases last night. This is what they do. They cause havoc. Rafaela had 2 hits. He's starting to hit a little bit. They are 1-2 in baseball in runs saved in the outfield. I just think it's crazy. And I listen, we'll get into this with the prospects. I love those guys, but I just don't think it's a smart decision to move Duran to center. I know that's what people are talking about. I don't know. I just think as an organization, there's a lot of things that I just don't like by doing that. And I'm telling you this, the pitchers are not going to go for it. There's no way Garrett Crochet is going to playing with an outfield that's not good. And I don't think Jarren Duran is a good center fielder. I don't. I mean, he's had his struggles in left. And just to say, oh, he can do it, not the way Rafaela can. He is too good in the outfield. And I just don't like that move. And again, I've said this many, many times. It sends a bad message to your organization if you give up on these young kids 1 year and 1 month into their career. I mean, that's, and I just don't think it's going to happen. But these guys do so much. Gold Glove outfielders, they can run. They're starting to hit a little bit. We know with Abreu, Abreu's been solid. No one's talking about taking him out. But I still want to give this more and more time. I just think it's crazy the way you are pitching-wise to take a Gold Glove outfielder. It's weird how saving runs doesn't matter to people. It's more offense. You can hit 300 and make one error and lose a whole game. Like you can have 4 hits in a game and make one bad play in the outfield and the game is over. And we've seen that enough over the last few years, and I don't want to see it anymore. I really don't. Now, in saying that, I had the pleasure last night being on Nesson Plus. These two are just ridiculous. And I've said it. You can go back. I think Roman Anthony's a superstar. I think Marcelo Meyer could be right behind him. They had huge nights. They each had 2 hits. Yasmani Grandal hit a home run, by the way, at Polar Park. But Meyer against lefties. Anthony and Meyer against Anthony Goes, a 34-year-old former big leaguer, turned on fastballs. Meyer hit a huge home run to right field. Anthony had 2 more hits. His approach against left-handers is just amazing. And we talk about it all the time. I have no answers on what you do if these guys continue to do what they do. It will, unfortunately can work itself out in a bad way with injuries, which we don't want to see. But I think in the end, this is really a good problem to have. And maybe, like I said, maybe a trade comes for one of them and it's pretty good, right? I mean, there might be teams that want these guys really bad and they're willing to give up something. Would you give up a superstar? Would you take a superstar? I don't know if you can get a superstar just for one of them. Obviously, be a huge package, but depending on what the package was, would you entertain it? I mean, you'd have to. You would have to. All right. Thank you for watching. Another great episode of Red Sox Now on this Wednesday. The Sox go for the series win on Wednesday night, and we'll be talking about it. We'll be talking about it. It's a 6:45 game. Sean Newcomb will pitch for the Red Sox looking for his first win. So make sure to comment, like, subscribe to the channel. We thank FanArch, and we thank you for watching Red Sox Now on YouTube. I'm Mike Antonellis. Have yourself a great day.